So we're moving that away. Lossett is up a game here, and it looks like he has an Elspeth and a whole lot of tokens in play against Jason.
A lot of action. And his signature revised basic lands. I actually kind of appreciate the irony, what I assume is the irony of it.
I know you do. You see, I'll quickly update the board here for you. You got both players at 15. Lossett has an Elspeth in play on with 5 tokens. It looks like he has 9 soldiers in play right now. A couple of detention spheres have been doing some things. He's got a pithing needle also here on Joe's side. But I would assume it is naming. It's either naming Mutavault or Swamp for Underworld Connections. We'll get confirmation on that.
Yeah.
Gray Merchant has dealt some amount of damage. You got a Nightfell Spectre that's actually turned over an Elspeth. So I think what Jason's trying to do is find another white source because he's got a Temple in play. As we got confirmation here that the Pithing Needle that is in play for Joe Lossett is naming Swamp, shutting down that Underworld Connections that's in play.
Yeah. From the looks of things, based on life total and cards in hand, Joe appears to be in a pretty commanding position.
That's what it feels like right now as he's casting an Attention Sphere to take care of the Gray Merchant. So bye-bye, Gary.
And Elspeth, tokens coming across for 9.
That's a non-zero amount.
No, that's a...
Elspeth going up. Not the first time we've seen this today.
Nope.
And here come your soldier tokens. 3 of them untapped. And it looks like Lossett has a last breath in his hand. Obviously, the old school last breath.
Yeah.
Who are we kidding here?
Is that Mercadian Masks,
I believe that is Mercadian Mask's last breath. And it does not look like Jason has very many cards in his hand right now.
Duress from Jason here.
Joe says negate, means that's not going to happen.
And don't be thrown off by some of the lands that you see in Joe's deck. He's not playing Esper, he's simply splashing 4 Scry lands.
Now here is a Gray Merchant as the follow-up. So that's what the discard spell was trying to get through. And Joe's considering, hey, should I last press something to make it so that you don't gain and drain me as much? It looks like the drain here is going to be for 7.
Yeah, it appears to be 7 here. I assume this will draw out, or possibly draw out a last breath in response.
And that's what that's going to do. So last breath takes care of the Nightfell Spectre. So that's going to go away. So now Elspeth will be removed from the game for good. As you do see Last Breath, the Mercadian Mask version. A removal spell that is picking up in popularity very quickly now. You can credit Pro Tour Return to Ravnica champion Stanislav Sivka for that. 4 of those in his blue-white deck in Vienna.
Although I started seeing it crop up on Magic Online even before that Grand Prix.
I mean, you started to see little bits and pieces of it, but it was, a card that you saw on sideboards and stuff like that. He's got 4 in his main deck.
Yeah, he's not messing around.
Temple of Deceit to draw here for Joe, as you did mention. Those are just there to scry.
Yep.
No black splash.
And I bet Joe is also very excited about the upcoming blue-white scry land.
I can only imagine. Would it surprise you to see him put one of those in Miracles?
No. Yeah, I cut the Mystic Gate for it or whatever.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. You see a Supreme Verdict there for Joe. He's got a Celestial Flare in his hand as well. He's going to get in the red zone with all those tokens again. So 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of them. So Gerontes is going to go down to 2. Lossett's going to take up that Elspeth one more time, threatening the ultimate. 2 and 3 tokens. A Verdict in hand. I think he's happy to pass back, which he is. So Jason's going to untap those lands. Mutavault's among them. He's only got 2 cards in his hand. So let's see if he finds anything of use here. 4 mana, that's a Desecration Demon. I wouldn't say it's the most useful one of those.
No. And
I don't think he's too confident with it either.
I think it's Emblem time.
Take a draw step for Joe. And I'm not even sure if he needs to actually make an emblem here.
But it's so much more fun.
Oh, I hadn't considered that. You make a very compelling argument.
But Joe always the stern soldier.
No. He's going to attack with all of his guys. Desecration Demon trigger on the stack. He says, no, you're good. Yeah. You see they're going to go through the necessary steps here. weird thing with the Desecration Demon trigger.
Yep.
Yeah, where it's just like, I'm not going to do that, and I'm just going to attack you. I don't know what the players are communicating back and forth here, but...
Yeah, I'm somewhat befuddled about what's going on here, as Joe has such an overwhelming set of creatures.
Yeah, obviously there's a judge asking a question here and things of that nature. So once we get everything cleared up here, because Desecration Demon and this trigger is just so, you know, whose responsibility is it and all these things. And I don't think Joe has any intention of sacrificing a token to it, so I don't really think it has much of an impact on the game either.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's incumbent on, I believe, the person controlling Desecration Demon at all times to announce that the trigger is now on the stack. So.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure either exactly how this ends up happening. So we'll see. Yeah.
I'm sure this is not a huge deal unless there's been some weird accumulation of warnings for this sort of thing over the course of the day for one of these players.
Yeah, is it ever the other player's responsibility?
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it is.
I would assume it's Jason's trigger and not Joe's.
Yeah.
So Jason is the responsible party.
Yeah.
But, again, does not seem too pertinent to the outcome of this game.
Also, that's why we have judges here, and you and I are not them. We hang out over here.
Our head judge has been called over.
So we'll get an explanation here.
Okay.
Yeah, and he says, all right, attack with everything. All right, a couple of blocks here. Maybe we'll see a Devour Flesh or something targeting himself. I'm not quite sure.
Sure.
2. Yeah, I had a feeling that's what happened.
So that's still real. That's like still lethal coming across, right?
Yeah,
okay.
So, okay. So all for no reason. Okay, great.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, so 3 minutes that we'll never get back.
It's gone forever.
Yeah, Joe Lossett does win this match over Jason Gerontes. 2-0. Blue-white control moving on against mono black.